Welcome! This video is for those who are new to homeschooling. It is essentially the ultimate homeschool beginner's guide to help you prepare to embark on this amazing journey. You are most definitely feeling overwhelmed right now. I know, it is okay and it is normal. The good news is it will only get easier as you continue to adjust, learn with your children, and gain more confidence. I want to reassure you that you have made the right choice. You are doing amazing so far, and you should be way more excited than worried or stressed. So continue watching to learn all of the essential homeschool tips for beginners, the steps to getting started, and the most important things to know before you get started on this journey. If you have any questions whatsoever, I have put my email in the description, so be sure to send me a message. Of course, I'm not sure exactly how far you have gotten in preparation for your first year of homeschooling, so I'm going to provide you with the steps to take before homeschooling. You might have crossed some of these off your checklist already, or maybe you're still getting to it, but the important thing is that you make sure of the following before you officially start. Step 1. Make sure that homeschooling is right for you and your family. You might even still be considering the decision to homeschool. So I have linked a blog in the description, and I encourage you to read it to make sure that homeschooling is right for you. Step 2. Review your state's homeschool laws and requirements. Be sure to review your state's specific homeschool requirements prior to even looking for a curriculum, just to ensure that it is entirely possible for you, and to find out everything that you will need to do and submit before starting. If you plan to be homeschooling in the state of Georgia, lucky for you, I have a blog that I've linked in the description all about the Georgia homeschool laws and requirements. Step 3. Determine how your child learns best before searching for a curriculum. It is very important that you are not skipping this step. You may already know exactly how your child learns best, and if so, that is great. If not, I have linked a blog where you can learn about the 7 different types of learning styles, as well as a quiz to help you find out. This is important because you will want to find a curriculum that best fits your students' unique learning styles to ensure they are enjoying learning and retaining the information better. Step 4. Research curriculums before finding the perfect curriculum for your homeschooler based on their learning style. Good news, there are so many amazing curriculum providers out there. Bad news, there are so many amazing curriculum providers out there. How can anyone ever choose? I don't know. Well, you're in luck because I already put together an organized outline of the most highly rated curriculum providers. Of course, there are so many more, but these are just some of the most highly rated, and it will explain their features, pros and cons, pricing, which type of learner each curriculum is best for, and much more. I have linked it in the description, so be sure to check it out. If anything, it should help you eliminate certain options, bringing you closer to your final decision. Step 5. Find supplemental resources and materials that you will use along with the curriculum that you have chosen. You will want to research and find all the materials that you will need, as well as resources to help supplement the curriculum you have in place. At Time for Homeschool, we encourage all parents to incorporate STEAM in their child's learning. So I have linked a blog where you can find great resources for DIY STEAM activities and projects that you can use. And if you want to know why we love STEAM so much, I have also linked a blog where you can learn all about the positive effects it has on students. And of course, with a quick Google search, you will find many amazing homeschool resources based on your child's specific goals and needs. Step 6. Submit all legal forms and actions needed based on your state's specific requirements. So after reviewing your state's specific laws, you should be well informed about what you will need to do to officially and legally start homeschooling. So now you just have to do what is required. Step 7. Prepare and get excited. Now that the hard stuff is all out of the way, not fun, I know, you are ready to find out all of the tips and important things to know before homeschooling. ease into it. To prevent burnout and to prevent your children from feeling overwhelmed, be sure to ease into each school year or ease into teaching after each break throughout the year. You may want to start small the first week with only 1 to 2 subjects and gradually add more subjects into their schedules each week as they get back into the learning zone and adjust their focus on school. Learn about teaching if you plan to teach yourself. Even if you are 100% confident in all academic subjects, you may still want to learn how to teach correctly to ensure that you are passing your knowledge on in a way that your children will truly understand. If you have not yet had experience with teaching, you may want to do some research prior to starting or become informed by reading books, taking teaching courses, and more. This is not mandatory, so don't stress if you don't have the time to do so, because you will learn more about teaching as you get going, and there are countless homeschool success stories who haven't done this, so again, it is just a plus. However, it is important that if you do not feel confident teaching certain subjects, or even teaching at all, that you employ someone who does, or enroll your children in a homeschool program where they will get tutoring and academic help with any subject that you are not comfortable teaching. I have put a link to an amazing homeschool support and STEAM program in the description, so be sure to check it out if this is the case for you. Be organized. You will want to try your best to be well organized when it comes to homeschooling, to ensure that everything runs smoothly and to make your homeschooling journey so much easier. Try to allocate time and tasks in an organized manner, have a well thought out and organized curriculum plan for each child, and to have all your materials organized and neatly kept in places that you will remember, because the last thing you will want is to lose anything valuable. And of course, try your best to be well organized when it comes to record keeping. You should keep a homeschool work portfolio or a journal to help. When it comes to organization, my tip to you is to just try your best. Of course, there are plenty of amazing homeschooling parents who lack organizational skills, yet are still doing great. It is not a deal breaker. Rather, just a tip to make your journey a little easier for yourself. And you will continue to develop organizational skills as you get used to it all. Homeschooling does not take as long as public school. If you are used to public schooling, you will know that it takes forever. I attended a public school, and trust me, it can feel like you are spending 24/7 in that place. However, this is not the case when you homeschool. There are so many reasons and factors to why it takes so long at public schools. The more students, the longer everything will take. Time of arrival, attendance, understanding instructions, answering questions and discussing, getting all questions answered, and much more. So good thing it will just be you and your close-knit family when homeschooling. A lot of parents actually feel very concerned about the short amount of time that homeschooling takes, thinking that they're doing something wrong because it just doesn't feel right to them. This is very common. I hear about this concern all the time. I want to assure you to not stress about this because it is normal. Most homeschooling families finish their day of homeschooling by lunchtime. The typical range of time per day to spend homeschooling will vary. For elementary students, it is usually about 30 minutes to a few hours per day. For middle and high school students, it will be a little more, but no more than about 3 to 4 hours per day. However, if your children are super engaged in a particular project, activity, experiment, or lesson, then it could also take a lot longer some days as well. There is really no right answer for how many hours you should spend per day homeschooling. Be flexible. Each day of your homeschooling journey will be different. Not each day will have to follow a strict schedule. Variety and differentiation in each day of teaching is okay and encouraged. One of the main reasons people choose to homeschool in the first place is because of the flexibility, especially when your children are signed up for a number of extracurricular activities, clubs, programs, or classes. Each day is bound to be different. Maybe you will have a dentist appointment one day, or it's raining another day so plans are canceled. That's the beauty of homeschooling. It allows you to work around your schedule as well as your children's. Flexibility while homeschooling is also enabled when it comes to the amount of time your children are spending on certain subjects. It will most definitely differ. Some students will find math super easy, while it will be an academic weakness of other students. Trust me, it is a blessing that homeschooling allows you to adjust your children's schedules in order to allow them to get that extra practice and time for certain areas in need of improvement. Do not compare yourself to other homeschooling families, and do not compare your children. Every homeschooling journey is unique and special to each family. What works for some may not work for others. Embrace the uniqueness of your own homeschooling journey. Also, be sure to motivate and create an encouraging and uplifting environment for all your children, no matter where they stand academically. Motivated students will have that drive to overcome any obstacles, accomplish their goals, and achieve big things. Take breaks throughout the year. Be sure to plan breaks throughout the school year to prevent burnout and keep up the same energy. Breaks will allow you and your students to recharge and give you all something to look forward to every once in a while. I also recommend using breaks as another incentive to get your children to do well and get them motivated while homeschooling. This can be as simple as more breaks per year if they are engaged, listening, well-behaved, or performing well academically. Or if your schedule and situation allows for it, plan an exciting and fun vacation at one point during your breaks. If your students are trying their best, relax. It is okay and very common to feel worried, stressed, and overwhelmed at first. If you are feeling overwhelmed right now or feel like you are not doing something right, like you're missing a step, or scared that you will fail your child, just know that this is all common to think and certainly does not make any of it true. Most parents feel this way when they start, and it is usually never the case that any of their fears become reality. So my tip to you is to just try your best to relax and feel more excited than stressed to start this amazing journey. I know it is easier said than done, but it is important to try. Keep in mind that any negative outcomes are much more unlikely to happen than you think. This is exciting. I'm sure there are many reasons that you have decided to homeschool. So congratulate yourself on how far you have come so far, even if it was just making the decision. And get yourself and your children excited to start. So just remember that you are not alone and you are doing amazing so far. If you have any questions or worries that you would like to bring up for clarity or reassurance, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I have linked it in the description and I will get back to you shortly with support. Homeschooling is going to be more expensive than traditional public schooling. It is inevitable. However, it is well worth it, and there are so many ways to ease financial stress by planning efficiently and choosing the most inexpensive options. Let me go over some money-saving tips while homeschooling. Carefully consider the curriculum provider you choose. The good news is that there are so many curriculum providers out there that will offer their curriculums either for free or extremely low prices. Easy peasy all-in-one homeschool is completely free. I have put a link in the description so you can learn more about them. Consider the cost of supplies and learning space expenses. Determine your overall yearly budget and keep that in mind as you are searching for all the resources you will need for homeschooling. By writing it all down and making sure you are organized, you can ensure that you are not going over your budget. So make sure to organize your expenses while planning. Dedicate a section of your notebook or journal just for this. Categorize it by curriculum and program fees or tuitions, by supplemental resources, supplies, materials, and more. Some of the most common concerns, things that do sometimes end up getting in the way of parents wanting to homeschool, is when both parents or single parents are busy and working and just cannot find enough time in their schedule to homeschool. Or when parents do not feel 100% confident in teaching a certain subject or even teaching at all, unless you want to overload yourself with stress or risk your child's educational experience and success. There is only one way around these situations: by giving your children the support necessary through enrolling them in a homeschool support program, where there are highly trained academic and homeschool coaches in place to educate and assist them so you won't have to. Time for Homeschool has an amazing homeschool support and STEAM program in place that bridges the gap between working and busy parents wanting to homeschool or those not entirely comfortable with teaching certain subjects or teaching at all. If this is something that is concerning you and your family, I highly encourage you to look into this program. Not only will your children be tutored with the core subjects on their online curriculum, and of course, STEAM-related enrichment through fun and engaging hands-on STEAM projects, activities, and experiments. This program is available virtually, which is set up to mimic exactly what is happening in center. You can find the link in the description to learn more about this program. Create a unique system that works for you, depending on your situation. How many children you have, their ages, academic levels, etc. It will be different for every family. Make sure to be well organized when planning out your days, and keep in mind that you will most likely need to adjust as necessary throughout the year. So you can ease into it by starting out the morning all together. Have some coffee, reading time, or a fun morning activity that all children can work on together. You may use the time block method for lessons. For example, a time block could be a 15 to 20 minute slot of time. You decide. You will have time blocks for each subject. So an English block, math block, science block, and more. Each day you can assign your children their specific time blocks based on their needs and goals of the day. For example, you can focus 1 hour of each day teaching math, where one of your kids may need 2 math blocks within that hour, and another one of your kids may only need 1. You can adjust it accordingly each day while planning. Also, keep in mind that certain subjects will allow you to work with all your children together. You may set up certain times of the day for fun, STEAM-related enrichment breaks, where all your children can collaborate on hands-on projects together. And they will still be learning, they just won't realize it. The thing is, you want to be sure they are also learning and collaborating together at times, despite any differences in ages or levels. You do not want to go into your homeschooling year without a set schedule and plan. Even if it changes or adjusts along the way, always start out with a plan. And it is entirely up to you how you will go about it. Because again, every homeschooling family situation is different. I recommend making a daily, monthly, and yearly schedule. You can make these schedules as simple or detailed as you want. Take into consideration the following. What time everyone wakes up and goes to bed. If you have children who you just know will not wake up early, starting later will work better for you. Trust me, it is a much better idea to start later when they are fully awake than to force a half-asleep child to learn. What time your family eats breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Is there a working parent? If so, try to finish schooling before they return from work so you all can enjoy family time after. How and when do your children learn best? Are they sharper thinkers in the morning? Then tackle the more challenging subjects first thing in the morning. Or maybe they prefer to ease into it by starting with the more simple and fun lessons before taking on the more difficult lessons. Ask your children their thoughts. Always try to include them in the decisions. Set up dedicated times for the fun part of homeschooling. Hands-on projects, experiments, activities, field trips, and more. Maybe after the core subjects are finished by lunchtime, save the fun part for the afternoon. Consider when they will have their extracurricular activities, clubs, sports, classes, programs, as well as family events. Include breaks here and then to give them and yourself a chance to recharge so you can keep up the same energy. You will want to set up your home classroom. Homeschooling can get messy, disorganized, and a little chaotic. Ensure this doesn't happen by setting up the perfect learning environment so that you and your students will all have clear minds when schooling. You may designate a certain room or a specific part of a room as your learning space. Make sure it is not somewhere they would get easily distracted. Have a certain space for materials, supplies, and books. And try your best to make sure that everything is kept neatly and is well organized. And always make sure your children are returning everything to where it belongs after using it. Set both short-term and long-term academic goals for your children and motivate them to accomplish their goals. I recommend creating lists of daily, monthly, and yearly goals for your students. And make sure the goals that you are setting are SMART goals. These are goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Setting SMART goals will help guide your goal setting by making sure the goals you create are clear and reachable. So when setting goals for your homeschoolers, make sure that they are reaching all these criteria. In order for them to feel truly motivated, track their progress, ensure their goals matter to them, and have deadlines to focus on. This is one of the most important homeschooling tips that I could give you. Making learning fun will prevent burnout, increase motivation, boost their attitude towards learning, and altogether lead to academic success. So be sure to make learning fun and make it an experience for your children. I cannot stress this enough. Yes, learning can be challenging, and sometimes it cannot be too exciting for children. but there is always a way to add on to it to make it fun. You can do this by first choosing a more fun and engaging curriculum provider such as Me Academy or Power Homeschool. Now, this is what you can do to make sure your children are having fun while learning. By incorporating tons of fun and engaging projects, activities, and experiments that all relate to what they are learning about. Especially STEAM-based projects where science, technology, engineering, art, and math are incorporated in all hands-on projects. STEAM encourages collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. It allows students to see for themselves how their academics connect to real-life situations. It stimulates their curiosity and brings a whole new perspective into their learning, where sometimes they don't even realize they are learning. Why are we so sure that STEAM is so amazing and essential for all children? Because our team of highly trained and experienced homeschool coaches see for ourselves every day just how much our students love it at our Homeschool Support and STEAM program. I have linked where you can learn more about this amazing program. Here are some more ways to make learning fun. For example, after teaching a Spanish lesson, make some popular Spanish food all together with your family after the hard part is over. Maybe empanadas for dinner. And while making it, be sure to teach them all the names of the food and the ingredients in Spanish, as well as informing them on the culture surrounding it. This will get them excited for their Spanish lessons and way more engaged. Are you learning about Picasso? A history lesson on the Civil War? Go on a field trip to a museum after. Watch a movie about a particular lesson you had. Incorporate games and challenges into their learning. Do DIY arts and crafts. Encourage creativity. I have put a link in the description to a blog where you can learn so many other ways to make learning fun. Do not forget to incorporate life skills throughout their homeschooling years. Life skills are essential, and unfortunately, most life skills are not taught mandatory in public schools. Life skills provide students with essential tools for development and improves their thinking and problem-solving skills. It helps them build confidence, socialize, know their ideal career path, get their dream job, cope with stress and emotions, and it teaches them to take responsibility for their actions. It improves their mental, physical, and emotional well-being, sets young people up for success, and overall makes everyone a better version of themselves. I have linked a blog that you can read to learn why life skills are so essential. Some examples of life skills include finance, money management, decision-making, problem-solving, creativity, critical thinking, resilience, effective communication, health and safety, self-awareness, empathy, and so much more. Another wonder of homeschooling is that incorporating essential life skills is made entirely possible. There are so many ways you can do this. Let me go through it. You can choose a curriculum that focuses on teaching life skills. Me Academy, for example, recognizes the importance of life skills and incorporates a wide variety of life skills all throughout their entire curriculum. So if you're still searching for a curriculum, definitely look into Me Academy. I have linked it in the description. You can add electives into their curriculum that teaches life skills. For example, a finance elective. You can sign your child up for other classes and courses that teach life skills. Time for Homeschool has Life School in place for middle and high schoolers, and enrollment will be open soon. It is an 8-week-long course. Every Saturday morning, your children will join in on live virtual classes that teach essential life skills that students need to know to navigate through life successfully. These classes will be highly interactive and engaging, and they're taught by our team of highly experienced academic and homeschool coaches. Email me if you are interested in signing your child up for our life school. Are you concerned about socialization for your homeschoolers? No need to be, not even the slightest bit. In fact, homeschool socialization is way better than public school socialization. There are countless ways to get your homeschoolers socialized, including signing them up for sports, camps, clubs, classes, programs. Or, if you are on a budget, it can be as simple as finding other homeschooling families within your local area to meet up for playdates or plan fun events or field trips with. So many opportunities out there. My tip to you is to be sure to read a blog that I have put in the description. It will provide you with a list of socialization ideas as well as the facts and statistics about socialization for homeschoolers. Get the support you will need throughout your homeschooling journey. There are so many people who are willing to offer you their support, as well as support groups that are in place to help you with individualized guidance. Here are some great ways to find support. Join Facebook groups. There are tons of Facebook groups for homeschooling parents like you who want support, and some amazing experienced homeschooling parents who want to give you their support. I recommend searching for some local Facebook homeschooling groups in your local area as well. You will probably find some families who will want to meet up and go on field trips together. I highly recommend getting to know a lot of the other homeschooling families in your area so that you can collaborate, share ideas, resources, and plan exciting trips, hangouts, and events for your homeschoolers as well. You can also get support through homeschool support programs. Another one of the best ways to get support, as well as countless other benefits, is by enrolling your homeschoolers in a homeschool support program. I have linked an amazing one in the description that you should look into, as well as a blog where you can read all the benefits of joining one. And of course, you can email me for support. I want to help you as well, so feel free to email me. I have put my email in the description. If you need support at any point in your homeschooling journey, I am here to help you. I am so happy that you have found our YouTube. I want you to get to know us a little better and become a part of our homeschool support family. We are Time for Homeschool, an excited bunch of educators specializing in homeschooling and STEAM, with over 10 years of experience in homeschooling, STEAM, and tutoring as well. We bridge the gap between busy and working parents wanting to homeschool, or those not entirely confident in teaching a certain subject, allowing you to make your homeschooling dream a reality while we set your student up for success. We are your go-to homeschool support throughout your entire homeschooling journey. Our team is always here to help you, and we have so many ways of doing so. You can take a look around our website to learn more about us and what we have to offer homeschooling families. It is linked in the description. I have also put a link where you can explore our homeschool support and STEAM program, as well as our tutoring options. We have a STEAM club after school. We have so many blog posts. You can subscribe to our YouTube, where we always post videos that help homeschooling families. You can get valuable homeschooling guidance sent to your inbox every week by subscribing to our email list, which is also linked in the description. And you can email me for individualized support. I have put it in the description. I want to show you what it's like at our Homeschool and STEAM Center in Hiram, Georgia.
Is it supposed to blow up? Hmm? It's supposed to blow up. I can't see it. So just watching the sea. The water? Bring it out to us. It's water there.
Can I cut and drop it now?
Move your finger back. So good. Okay, got some ice.
I want to eat the ice. It's water.
It's making water?
Yeah.
You think so?
It's making salt water.
Lots of fun, as you can see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe and check out all of the links I have provided in the description.